In January 1776, New Hampshire became the first of the 13 British colonies to break from the Crown and form its own government, 6 months before the Declaration of Independence. Its towns raised militias, its people rejected British rule, and its mountains stood silent as revolution unfolded. That spirit of resistance didn't vanish. It left traces across the state. At Dixville Notch State Park, narrow mountain passes cut through remote terrain, once used to move through the region unseen. In Chesterfield, the stone staircase and foundation of Madame Sherry's 1920s mansion still remain, tied to a mysterious past. And in Jackson, cold mountain water continues to flow over granite ledges at Jackson Falls, shaped long before towns ever formed around it. Join me as we uncover the side of New Hampshire that time left behind, but nature has preserved. Lake Winnipesaukie is recognised as the largest lake in its region, having a long history as a summer destination and recreational spot. Interestingly, the first summer resort in America was established here, contributing to its long-standing reputation as a vacation destination. The name Winnipesaukie originates from the Abenaki language, with interpretations including the smile of the Great Spirit and beautiful water in a high place. In fact, the Abenaki people were among those who lived around the lake, utilising its resources for fishing and travel. Among its many islands, some sources claim there are over 250, while others suggest numbers closer to 365. The lake's outflow is managed by the Lakeport Dam, which plays a crucial role in maintaining its water levels. Conway and North Conway are towns located in the White Mountains region, known for their outdoor recreation and cultural attractions. North Conway in particular draws visitors year-round for its ski resorts, hiking trails, and tax-free retail stores. In fact, North Conway is especially famous for its role in the development of skiing in the region, earning it the nickname the birthplace of American skiing. In 1932, snow trains began bringing enthusiasts to the area's slopes, solidifying its reputation as a winter sports destination. Therefore, Conway serves as the larger town and main hub for services, while North Conway operates more like a tourist centre. The area was chartered in 1765 and named after Henry Seymour Conway, an English politician and military figure. Moving beyond North Conway, Mount Washington is a picturesque peak, renowned for its extreme weather conditions. known originally by its Abenaki name Agiokachuk, meaning the place of the Great Spirit. It was considered sacred and left unclimbed by Native Americans. In 1642, Derby Field became the first European to ascend its summit. The mountain was officially named Mount Washington in 1784, after George Washington. Tourism on Mount Washington grew significantly, with infrastructure developments like Abel Crawford's footpath, in 1819, the oldest maintained trail in the US. Dixville Notch State Park is defined by its steep mountain pass, remote setting, and long-running political tradition. The park became known across the region for being one of the first places to report election results. A hotel near the Notch hosted midnight voting sessions with a handful of registered voters casting ballots as soon as polls opened. Media outlets began showing up regularly to report the results live, turning this small group of people into unofficial election starters. While symbolic, the votes became something of a tradition, with candidates even visiting in person just to shake hands. The terrain of Dixville Notch is known for narrow cliffs and sudden drops, causing hikers and travellers to sometimes get stuck trying to cross the pass during harsh weather before the park was officially established. The wildlife in the area includes species that are rarely seen elsewhere, like the northern goshawk, one of the more elusive residents. It is known for its sudden ambush attacks and loud, aggressive calls during nesting season. This bird often hunts under the cover of the forest canopy, darting between trees with sharp turns. It constructs large stick nests high in trees and fiercely defends its territory during the breeding season. Researchers tracking them in the park have noted their preference for older forests, which the Notch still provides in parts. Nearby is Lake Glorette, a small but impressive lake that sits right at the base of the Notch cliffs. It was originally created as part of a resort project designed to attract visitors seeking cooler summers and mountain air. In colder months it freezes over completely, and in the early days of ice harvesting, blocks were cut from it and sold to towns further south. Another notable species is the Canada lynx, which avoids human activity and thrives in colder climates. In winter, its large paws act like snowshoes, keeping it from sinking into deep snow while it tracks snowshoe hares, its main prey. It is a nocturnal hunter with excellent vision and hearing, enabling it to detect prey even in low light. This predator establishes large territories marked by scent. Lynx sightings in Dixville Notch are rare, but motion-triggered cameras have confirmed their presence. Officially established in 1180 by Jean de Guisot, the city of Portsmouth holds a deep connection to maritime trade and naval power. It aided in the construction of the Mary Rose, King Henry VIII's flagship, and the establishment of the world's first dry dock. During World War II, Portsmouth served as a major embarkation point for the D-Day landings. Its dockyard remains one of the most historically significant in the world, housing ships like HMS Victory and HMS Warrior. Market Square has been Portsmouth's economic centre since the 18th century, becoming the first paved area in the region. It served as a military training ground and hosted New Hampshire's colonial legislature. A devastating fire in 1802 destroyed many buildings, but they were rebuilt in brick, creating what is now one of the finest examples of early 19th century commercial architecture. The city is also home to numerous colonial period homes, many preserved within the Strawberry Bank Museum. These homes showcase life from various eras, including working-class dwellings and elegant Georgian mansions. The Portsmouth Harbour Lighthouse, established in 1771, has guided ships safely into port for centuries. Originally a wooden tower with oil lamps, it was replaced by an iron structure in 1878. The lighthouse features a fourth-order Fresnel lens installed in 1854, enhancing its visibility for miles. Situated nearby is the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, which is one of the oldest continuously operating shipyards, founded back in 1800. It gained prominence during World War I and II for constructing and repairing submarines. The shipyard was also important in early US naval history, with vessels like USS Raleigh and USS Albacore, which revolutionized submarine design. Completed in 1923 and rebuilt in 2013, the Memorial Bridge was the first toll-free bridge in the area and serves as both a vital transportation link and a tribute to World War I veterans. Its vertical lift design allows large vessels to pass beneath while maintaining pedestrian and bicycle access. The town of Sunipee is centred around the lake of the same name, harbouring deep historical roots. It was once an industrial hub, producing items like clothespins, but later transitioned into a popular destination for tourism, particularly around Lake Sunipee. The town's industrial past gave way to a thriving tourism industry in the 19th century, as steamboats ferried visitors to grand hotels lining the lake. While the steamboat era faded with the rise of automobiles, Sunipee Harbour's architecture still reflects early 20th century resort culture. The United Methodist Church in Sunipee has been a cornerstone of the community since its establishment in 1853. After a fire destroyed the original building in 1871, a new church was constructed and dedicated in 1874. Over time, it underwent several renovations, including modern additions like an elevator and accessible facilities, but continues to be a gathering place for worship and community. Lake Sunipee, the town's most defining feature, is a glacial lake with clear waters and scenic islands. Native Americans referred to it as wild goose waters, not only for its shape, but also for the geese that migrate through the area. The lake is unique for having 3 working lighthouses, which were built in the 1890s by the Woodson brothers to guide steamboats during its peak tourism era. These lighthouses are now maintained by the Lake Sunipee Protective Association. The lake was also home to the now extinct Sunipee golden trout, a species once found only here and in nearby waters. These fish were famous for their bright colours during mating season, but were bred out of existence due to the introduction of other trout species. Madame Sherry's castle ruins, located in Chesterfield, New Hampshire, are the remnants of an eccentric socialite's grand summer home. The site is known for its unique stone staircase that seemingly leads to nowhere, surrounded by a forest that now bears Madame Sherry's name. The castle was built in the early 1930s by Antoinette Bramar, who adopted the moniker Madame Sherry and earned her fortune as a costume designer for Broadway productions in New York City. The White Mountains are a rugged mountain range known for their steep granite cliffs, dense forests, and challenging terrain. Geologists believe the mountains were formed by magma intrusions over 100 million years ago, later shaped by glaciation that carved out U-shaped valleys known as notches. Historically, the White Mountains were one of the last areas in the region to be settled due to their harsh conditions. Early European settlers arrived after the French and Indian War, clearing forests for farming and building mills. By the 19th century, tourism became a major industry as visitors were drawn to the scenic beauty and cooler climate. Margus Highway is a scenic 34-mile route through the White Mountains named after Chief Margus, the last leader of the Pennacook people. Also known as New Hampshire Route 112, the highway connects Lincoln and Conway and was completed in 1959 after decades of construction. It follows old logging trails and passes sites where logging camps once stood. Some of these were self-contained operations with bunkhouses, blacksmith shops and crude mess halls. Today the camps are long gone, but old metal tools and broken stoves have been found buried near the roadside. Unfortunately, the area's steep inclines and sudden curves have led to brake failures and cars overheating. Flowing alongside the scenic curves of the Margus Highway is the Swift River, which once powered sawmills. It originates in Margus Pass and flows into the Saco River. It features narrow gorges and small waterfalls that were shaped by glacial activity. Historically, it provided water power for early mills in nearby towns. During heavy rain, the river rises quickly, and several old bridges were swept away before stronger ones were built. The river is now popular for fishing and kayaking. The American black bears are common inhabitants of the White Mountains, adapted to the thick forests as excellent climbers and swimmers. They are omnivorous, eating everything from berries to small mammals, but they also scavenge human food when available. Black bears hibernate during winter months, in dens they dig or find under logs or rocks. Despite their size, they are generally shy around humans but can become aggressive if they feel threatened or are protecting cubs. Cubs stay with their mothers for a long period, and researchers have found that their dens are often reused year after year after hibernation. These bears may also become bold around human food, and local rangers issue dozens of warnings each year about improper food storage. Franconia Notch State Park is a mountain pass that stretches for 8 miles between two peaks with a history of rock slides and ice damage. The Old Man of the Mountain, a natural rock formation shaped like a face, was the park's main attraction until it collapsed. The Flume Gorge, located within Franconia Notch State Park, is a narrow chasm carved by water and ice that was discovered by accident in 1808 by an elderly settler while fishing. Its granite walls rise to 90 feet high and are covered with mosses and ferns. Wooden walkways were added later, but heavy floods have washed them out more than once. The barred owl is another resident of the White Mountains forests, known for its distinctive "Who cooks for you" call. This owl prefers old-growth forests with water sources nearby as it hunts at night, using its sharp talons to catch small mammals and birds, though they can also be active during dusk or dawn. Their wings have fringed feathers that muffle air movement, making them one of the quietest hunters in the forest. Studies have shown that these owls often return to the same hunting grounds season after season, even if conditions change. It is territorial and often roosts in tree hollows or dense foliage during the day. Jackson Falls is a series of short waterfalls and pools on a rocky stream bed. In the past, it was used by farmers to cool milk in metal cans, but used for picnicking and photography in the modern day. White Lake State Park is a public recreation area surrounding White Lake, a natural glacial lake formed approximately 10,000 years ago during the retreat of massive ice sheets. The lake is classified as a kettle lake, created when a large chunk of glacial ice broke off, melted, and left behind a depression that filled with water. The park was established in 1933 and features a 72-acre stand of pitch pine trees that are uniquely adapted to grow in sandy, nutrient-poor soil left behind by the glaciers. Concord is a city steeped in history, known for its central role in government and industry. Its economy flourished in the 19th century, with industries like furniture making, printing, and granite quarrying. Its granite became recognised for monumental construction projects, including the Library of Congress. The city also gained fame for the Concord coach, a stagecoach designed by Abbott and Downing that played a pivotal role in expanding transportation across the American West. Its central location eventually made it the state capital, further solidifying its importance. One of the city's most iconic landmarks is the New Hampshire State House, built between 1816 and 1819. It is the oldest state capital where legislative chambers are still used in their original form. Constructed from local granite quarried at Rattlesnake Hill, inmates from the state prison shaped and prepared the stone blocks used for its federal-style design. The building features Doric columns and a gilded dome topped by an eagle sculpture. Chocorua Lake is a pristine body of water that reflects Mount Chocorua, which dominates the landscape to the north. The lake is small, shallow, and popular with visitors who value quiet paddling, fishing, and photography. Despite its size, it has played an outsized role in local conservation history. This is New Hampshire, a land of hidden wonders and remarkable architectural marvels. Now, if you don't want to miss the most unreal wonders of New York State, check out this video.